disagree, Tanner.
We don't have to agree to disagree. I just cited like case law. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
Well, give me the case law. I didn't hear what you said. What's the case law?
The Mann Act, the prosecution of the Mann Act. What was it? The Dred Scott decision and commentary from that fucking judge. The United States has never pursued constitutional equality or fairness for every race and population within the United States demographic.
What does that have to do with tanning salons?
You said it was unconstitutional to target someone based on their skin tone and hue and all this.
Yes, I absolutely did.
Hold on.
I'll give you my sites. I'll give you my sites. The Civil Rights Act.
Hold on. Listen. Let's try to think of a conversation the way that I think of food. Like I try to keep my food separated, unless I'm eating a burrito, and then I'll put all the ingredients inside the tortilla. But on a plate of food, I try to keep like my protein and if you have fruit on the table, you got to keep it separate. You don't want the food to touch. Let's do that with our words. Where one person will speak and then the next person will speak after that. I don't want the words to touch. Is that
I am humbly apologize. I'm sorry. I got excited. Please forgive me. The 1964 Civil Rights Act makes it against the law to discriminate against people because of the color of their skin. There's also the advanced Title VII, Title IX, which took place in the 70s, which not only has been applied to AIDS, but it's been applied to whistleblower, color of someone's skin, race, religion, age, or race. It is against the law. In fact, we saw one of the most recent ones was the guy that didn't want to make the wedding cake, right, for the couple because they were bi or gay or lesbian or whatever.
Which by the way, should be their choice.
I'm just telling you what the law is.
Right. Well, here's the thing that's weird, right? It's like if I'm a fucking cake maker or whatever it is, like I shouldn't even have to give a reason. And this is the other thing. You'd stay out of trouble if you didn't give a reason. Like, let's say somebody came in and I was just like, fuck, he's wearing Pumas? I don't like Pumas. Fuck people who wear Pumas. I'm not making this motherfucker's cake. Like, I should be able to just be like, yeah, I'm not making his fucking cake. I don't want to. Like the fact that you should be forced into labor to do something against your will is fucking weird. It's also equally weird that somebody would not want to make a cake for somebody because of their sexuality. That's also bizarre. I don't understand that, but I think they should have the right to disagree.
Yeah, and I'll just land it here. For someone to come in here, and I think I understood him correctly, to say that the Civil Rights Act does not apply to this, that, or the other, that's either plain ignorance or the dude is just trolling.
Well, I'm going to say that based on what we've heard so far, ignorance is probably the leading cause.
I mean, I didn't even make that statement, so I don't know what he's arguing against. I just told him the United States has been unconstitutional for the entirety of its history. They have made public statements and legal statements of their unconstitutionality the whole time.
Well, actually, this is the first time you said that. This is the first time you said that.
That's why I went back to the Manifest Destiny. I started on Manifest Destiny. That's the 1800s. I brought up the How Eugenics Erased Black History. That's a documentary that's free to the public right now. It's 2 years old. The guy has 51,000 primary source documents proving the United States government and the white population of the United States crowdfunded modern Nazism as early as the 1820s. These people have never been constitutional, and we're going to have to rip that Band-Aid off and stop saying these stupid statements.
All right. Well, let's examine.
A white supremacist terror state and has always been so in their own recorded government documents since the early 1820s. That's where the conversation is now.
Hold on, real quick. Luz, how many countries are there on planet Earth?
Last time I heard, like 180 something.
Yeah, that's correct. And for the record, one of them is not Palestine. Just like to get that out there. But let me ask you this: if this country was founded on white supremacy, and it's always been bad, and particularly it's been bad for people that you identify with. My question for you is, why would you choose to live here?
Well, I personally didn't choose to live here. We were brain drained.
Are you an adult?
Yes.
And you do have freedom of movement, correct?
Incorrect.
You don't have freedom of movement. You couldn't decide to move somewhere else.
No, I don't have the funds to move somewhere else. If you gave me all my reparations, I'd gladly move to another continent.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's plenty of places that are much cheaper to live. If you took the money that's in your pocket, which probably isn't a lot, you could go somewhere like Thailand and you could live like a king.
I've already researched Thailand. Thailand is just as racist as over here.
Interesting. So what you're saying is, when you've done your research, you found that there's no perfect place. But what you've decided to do is live in the place. So you've decided to live in the one place that you think is the worst.
I just said, I didn't say there was no perfect place. I said I can't afford to move there yet.
So you're planning to leave?
If I'm given the opportunity, yeah. Like, why would I stay here?
Look, if it could be enforced, I would lead the GoFundMe to get your fucking ass out of here. That's for damn sure. But the problem is, you would come back. You would come crawling back. You would come begging back. You know how I know this? You know how I know this?
Because first of all, you can't send me anywhere.
You're free to leave. You're free to leave, and you choose to stay. The reason you choose to stay.
This is my land. You're on my territory.
The reason that you choose to stay. The reason you choose to stay is because in 2025, there's not a planet on Earth that would give you more opportunities, and that's a fucking fact.
You mean the currency exchange rate? Like, yeah, that is biased towards the American empire for centuries. That's why people come here in the first place. I've done my research on that too. That's the only reason people brain drain out to this shithole, because they think it's a land of opportunity. It's a higher currency exchange. It's a market manipulation strategy for everybody in Latin America, South America, the Caribbean, even the damn EU people. I've spoken to white people from the EU. They take it as a currency exchange scam. They come over here, take their free education in Germany and France, and they fly out to America to make American dollars, and then they shunt that back towards their own projects around the globe.
Yeah.
They don't want to be here.
So that's some kind of brain.
It's profitable to be here.
Some kind of brain. That's some kind of brain that flows to the shithole place.
Yeah, it's the United States Embassy. The United States Embassy literally.
Luz, hold on. A few questions. I want to just get to the bottom of this. So, first of all, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Are you a heterosexual? Are you a heterosexual?
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with...
you'll know, because I'll have a follow-up question. I'm asking you, are you a heterosexual?
I sexually identify as a lesbian, if that's what you're asking.
You're a lesbian. Okay. So, do you plan on having kids? Do you have a plan on having kids?
Not in this economy. Like I said, it's pretty
Got it. Okay, no, this is fine. Because I would just say that if you believe that this country is as bad as it is, if you were to bring children into the world, into a place that you believe is that bad, I would say that that's akin to child abuse. And so I'm glad. Maybe you should go get sterilized. Maybe you should get yourself fixed to make sure that you can never have kids, so you don't have to worry about bringing them into this big scary world that you live in. The country, by the way, that you are free to choose to stay.
Yeah, people say
I'm not free to leave. I don't have my money.
Speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than word.
Yeah, and money talk louder than your opinions.
Exactly.
When I get my money, I don't have to listen to your dumb ideas.
So you prioritize. So you prioritize. Hold on, Hanson. Hold on, Hanson. Hold on. So he prioritizes money over these other things that he's complaining about. So when you start thinking about what his first principles are, it's not the things that he was mentioning and complaining. It's about money. Money is the thing that's the most important to him, and he will endure a place that he believes is completely unfair to him, because which, by the way, is the place that gives him the greatest opportunity. You can't make up this kind of dumb shit.
The greatest opportunity that's in Europe. It gives me the most bang for my buck. That's what the currency exchange rate is about.
Exactly.
That's the unanimous opinion of multiple other people brain draining to the USA instead of the EU.
Your action speaks louder than that's why you're here.
No, I was brought here, and me and my siblings were brought here as children because we were a brain drain asset that may have gone to the EU. So the United States Embassy intervened and expedited. They intervened. The U.S. government intervened and expedited our brain card.
Or you're so smart that you stay and where where it's best for you.
Okay, can I interrupt?
So they intervened.
Please do. Hey, Lou's a white woman speaking. Go ahead and yield.
So that we could not go to the European Union. That's what they did when we were children. We found out years later. That's just called kidnapping nowadays.
Okay. Some of the people that were involved in this conversation, I started looking stuff up. And when somebody makes a broad statement about the South, sometimes I look up the facts. There are states that apparently don't have a minimum wage, so they take the federal minimum wage, and they are not all Southern. Okay, let's make that clear. And then we were talking about terrible places where police don't want to go. There was an apartment complex in the community I live in that was so dangerous that if they went in to try to arrest someone, the people that lived in the apartment would start throwing bottles at the police. And to go in there and actually do anything, they had to call in the ATF from Dallas to actually make arrests. So, sometimes people make statements that may be true, but okay, based on what? We had a young policeman that wanted to be a really good guy, and the people took his gun away from him and killed him with it. Okay, I've made my point. Hello, Mojo, how are you today, honey?
I'm wonderful, and I'm being entertained by a product of the junior college system. Luce, keep entertained.
Is that your only input?
Yeah, no, you're fascinating in how ignorant you are. But continue.
I mean, you had people on stage who didn't know where the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights were modeled on, and the Founding Fathers had commentary on that 300 years, less than 300 years ago. That's your American white Anglo-Saxon history. You don't know it, but you're calling a Caribbean person who studies everybody's history ignorant.
Correct. That's what I'm calling you. Yes, I'm calling you ignorant.
Yeah. Where's that gentleman who talked about Pocahontas? He doesn't know Indian policy for diplomacy. That's American history. Anglo-Saxons recorded all that nonsense. I didn't do it. My caravan ancestors didn't do it. Your ancestors did it. You should read your own ancestors' history before you call other people ignorant. It makes you look stupid.
You know what? We have an educational system that doesn't really want to educate people because they want to subjugate us. Okay. It's always fascinating to be here. I gotta go. You guys are great.
Yeah, read more, talk less. That's a basic mantra I'm gonna have to start repeating in more rooms and spaces. Read more, speak less.
That's very interesting that you would say that people should read more and talk less. So with all of your vast reading, you came to the conclusion that that race is the most important thing. So you're a self-identified black supremacist. and you live in a country that's never done any good in the world, and you refuse to leave because you're broke. This is your...
Correct. Racial discrimination is a problem for black workers in the U.S. of A. because you have an apartheid state. You have racial discrimination on the job.
Didn't you say that you were a union construction worker?
Correct. And I didn't even land on that point. The union down here in the dirty South, the Stanky Wanky, is operated and headed by KKK membership. It is not some bastion of...
Why did you join it? Why did you join it?
It is another...
Why did you join it? Why did you join it?
To get my union benefits, multiple pensions, health coverage, all the other stuff you can't find in the right-to-work environments of all these dirty South states, because they're shitholes.
So you work for the KKK. You're
without union membership, you are just in another Asian sweatshop nation. That's it. There's no difference. You don't have any coverage. You don't have any social...
Hold on. Let me talk to you. Hold on. Hey, pause. I want to talk to the most educated person on the stage, which is Hanson. Hanson, you know something about Asian countries, and I would imagine that you have some good condemnation because, you made a choice, a conscious decision to come to the U.S. Can you explain your position on why you think the U.S. is a great place?
Well, because I think I have a good brain, and good brain people go to the place that's most favorable to them. And that's a simple choice. And I think Lou, like I said before, either he doesn't have a brain and stay in the shithole, or he's too smart and he wants to stay in the best place in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. George, what do you want to add to this?
Yeah, I just think this funny when the fact that I hear the word dumb from black people on Clubhouse much more than other people. So I would love to be respected.
Hopefully everything will be fine.
Luce, do you run into this often where you jump into a room and everybody realizes that you're the most ignorant person in the room? Is this a frequent thing for you?
Yes, I do racial audits for the last 2.5 years. So I understand COINTELPRO. I understand the nuances of how moderation is pretty much assigned to dismiss whatever a black intelligent man corrects in the social narrative. That's why you don't bring up the Iroquois Confederacy. People like you are posted by the CIA, NSA, ATF, DEA, FBI, all these different police surveillance authorities.
Well, hold on. What do I have to do with those organizations? Walk me through.
You all are in lockstep with all these fascist surveillance state entities, pretending you are a free American white man.
Interesting.
Anytime you say something against the state, they can shut your channel down like that. Like any third world African dictatorship. They're identical symbols. Do you understand now? It's like nothing said in Africa. There's different places going on in America.
Luce, you clearly don't know who you're talking to. The idea that you think that I'm pro-surveillance state. In fact, while you fucking sit here in your hypocrisy, I actually go out and do things to fight against the systems that I dislike. What I would never do if I were in your shoes is go and work for the KKK. By the way, why anybody would go work for the KKK? That's crazy. That you talk about how the country is is based on white supremacy. You refused to leave it, and you took a job working for the KKK. You might be the dumbest person I've ever encountered on this app, and that's it.
I'm sorry. Do trade unions advertise their involvement in the KKK, or because I have ad block on all my devices, I don't.
There's no upside. Like anybody who wants to talk to the KKK, there's no upside.
I don't consume your commercial propaganda and media like a common slave, so I don't know if they're advertising.
Wait, no, hold on, no, no, listen. You're the one that brought to the table that the union that you work for is ran by KKK members. You were the one that brought that point up. Hold on. Listen. That is essentially the same thing as seeing a slave boat about to depart from Portugal to Brazil, and then just running, sprinting, and jumping onto that boat and saying, "Please take me." That's essentially what you've done. You have set back your people. You have set back your people 500 fucking years. You're disgusting.
Where's the commercial that says, join the trade unions, we collaborate with the KKK, a known domestic terrorist group?
You said that. No, you said that, retard. Listen, I'm done. I can't deal with this level of stupidity. He literally said that he works for a construction trade union and that the union leaders are members of the KKK. This is his claim. Now he wants to walk it back because he realizes that he is the biggest race traitor in the history of Clubhouse. This guy literally said that he will sell himself out for money and go work for the KKK. Like, you can't make this shit up. You can't. And he identified himself as a black supremacist. He's a black supremacist that works for the KKK. I hope that guy's trolling, because if not, it's scary to think that there's people that stupid that walk the streets of America. David, you been drinking today?
No, I'm fine, but I'm listening, and it's but that's actually, I want to hear his response. With all due respect to him, even though he sounds very very KKK-ish. I'm not gonna say he's
okay, David. I'm gonna do something that I would never consider doing under normal circumstances. I'm gonna moderate you so you could bring him up, because I can't bring him back up. So let me go ahead.
Don't moderate me. Don't just...
No, I'm doing it. You got the bean now. You got to bring him up.
Okay, who do I have to bring up?
Loose. You got to bring up Loose. And I'm going to sit back and listen to this conversation, because this might be funny. The drunkest guy in Clubhouse versus the stupidest guy in Clubhouse. Let's bring it. Let's do this.
You know, for the record, I have a PhD. But go ahead.
I didn't say you were the dumb one, David. You were the drunk one. Just for clarity.
Just for the record, I've debated people with PhDs on their own spaces. PhDs don't say...
Did you tell the people with PhDs that you work for the KKK and you're a black supremacist?
No. Why would I tell them that?
Well, maybe you should say that, because that means...
I don't work for the KKK. They run all the trade unions. That's just the state of the economy in the USA.
Okay, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. With all due respect, that's not an answer.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm not the FBI. That's their fucking job. Like, last time I heard, the FBI is supposed to be investigating the KKK. They're not. Or else they would have already detected all these union meetings.
Well, hold on. You want them to investigate your employer? The one that gives you money? Hold on. Your employer, the one that gives you money, and the money is your excuse of why you leave, that you say you hate so much? I mean, by the way, hold on. By the way, I've done the voice matching. I now know who you are. And when I park, I'm going to go ahead and post your main profile to the top of the room so everybody can know who you are. Hopefully you're trolling. Hopefully this is your troll account. But I've done the voice match, and it's very fucking fascinating. People are going to be very...
An alternative account. I've been on here for 2 years. This is the same account.
No, we will allow the people to decide because we will play recordings that we've been in. No, it's not doxing because he doesn't go by his real name in the other profile either. But he's got.
I have my own house. I have my own recording spaces.
Hold on. Let me tell you guys. This is a guy that in his photograph, you guys might have seen him. He's got. I'll pull it up when I park. But he's got this picture of himself in a blue suit. And he's holding something, I don't remember. But he used to go into the rooms and try to like be like a success guru and all this kind of fucking shit. Now he's on this fucking account trolling. And like dead ass, it's the same fucking guy. And he's probably really embarrassed now that he fucking knows that he got caught. But we'll do a fucking room. We'll play that voice. Hopefully you guys. I'm not recording this room, but we'll play because I found 2 rooms that he's been in where there's replays on, and then you guys can do your own homework and detective work. You're not gonna slip one by me. I've been on the second app for 5 fucking years, and the one thing I've developed is a keen fucking ear. A keen fucking ear. And so, anyways, you're caught, homeboy. The gig is.
That's right.
All right, Hanson. Let's bring it home here. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, not much. Yeah, just busy right now. But I think overall the country at least moving in kind of reverse the cause.
Which country?
Of certain doom, and so we'll see how whether it's
which country? Which country are you talking about?
Sorry.
Which country are you talking about?
Oh, this country, this great country of the United States of America.
Okay, with the current president, President Trump, right?
Right. Yes. He reversed the cause, arrested the descent to this.
No. What does that mean? What is it?
Because over the decades of left liberal libtards, corruption and sabotage.
I don't think the R word. So, no offense.
What? Say again? I didn't hear.
I don't think you can say the R word. I mean, it's not nice.
Huh? Sorry, I'm not. What are you saying? I just heard half of the sentence. And... Otherwise, it will descend into a shithole, and even Lou will leave. At least Lou has a half a brain, knows which place is good for him.
Well, that's not nice. That's not intelligence. Like, I mean, I have 2 PhDs, but you know.
David, I got a question for you.
Sure.
If you didn't like the neighborhood you lived in, wouldn't you get out of it?
Probably yes.
Yeah. And so if you thought that where you lived, that the entire system was designed to oppose you, wouldn't you do everything in your power to get out from under that?
It depends, right? Because like when I lived in New York City, like I understand that there was probably better places to live, but you know, I chose to live there, so.
Well, that just says New York City is still better than the place that you made.
Well, no, that's not a fair assumption. No.
Why is it not a fair assumption? That's just action speaks louder than words.
No, because I lived there because I chose to live there.
Exactly. You chose it because it's better for you.
No, well, it's better because it's, again, no offense to anyone in the room, but it's the best place to live, so.
Yeah, it is. It's for you, right? I mean...
well, not just for me, just, not just for me, but a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. You're speaking for a lot of people. I mean, I'm just saying, at least for you.
I mean, there's 8.5 million people that live there.
Exactly.
They should live
You're,
there,
Exactly. You cannot speak better than what you were saying.
Yeah, so you're kind of proving the point that people put themselves in the position that's best for them, right? And so what that gentleman said, the best thing for him was to live in Atlanta, work as a construction worker in a union where the union leaders were members of the KKK. His words.
Yeah, but again, no offense to anybody who works in that way, but again, no offense, but I don't really care about somebody who works that way. Like when it comes to America, if you want to be like a guy that actually is like hard that way, I don't want. No offense again. Do you really have value? Is your what you're doing? Does it actually have value? I don't think so. No offense.
It has value. What do you mean?
I don't think they have value. Again, no offense, and hard worker, but they don't really have value in the same way that
who has no value. I mean, why are you speaking in half sentences?
And giving them both want to be everything. I believe that you should do that with some things. Be some.
I will say, if you ask Joe Schmo, what is your actual purpose in America? I would guarantee you, or I would venture to guess, they have no